Today, we are going to demonstrate how not everything you see on the internet is exactly what it seems. I'm not going to leave you with a spoiler. We did not find an airplane in the woods. We didn't find a plane in the woods because there never was a plane in the woods. Stick around to the end and we'll tell you what led us on this wild goose chase. Write down your guess in the comments and don't skip ahead. Let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, it's a beautiful evening. Wouldn't you say? I would. Day 1, a full family of fail. Early in 2025, we were scouting for other things to do near the Cedar Creek Falls and Blue Hole Falls hike that we had planned. We were using Google Maps, as we almost always do. As I was panning around, there was an object that just kept catching my eyes. I zoomed in on the object and saw that it was an airplane. Yes, really, an airplane. So after a little bit of planning and preparation, we planned on bushwhacking our way to where this crash site was. We started out on a cold morning in December from Walhalla, South Carolina, our hometown, like we always do. We even thought to get a little bit of B-roll footage since the Christmas lights were up. From Walhalla, you head up 28 towards Mountain Rest, turn left on Whetstone, turn left on Cassidy Bridge Road, then turn left on Rich Mountain Road, or Forest Service Road 744. You gotta be careful here because much like Burles Ford Road, you're likely never going to see a street sign here. Some distance up FS 744, you'll come to Cedar Creek Road, which is FS 744C. Again, there's no sign here either. There's an obvious place to park on the right and a big sweeping left-hand turn. Stop here, then walk to the end of the fire road. If you're on top of a ridge when you get to the end of the fire road, you're not really at the end of the road. You need to look to your left, down the hill. That's where the road ends. I'd say it's at least 6-7 degrees above 30.
Stop so disturbing.
Julie, I think we should look at the map.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm assuming this is the end of the road right here.
Yeah.
Looking at it, this is a trail.
So, just looking at it on the way in, the airplane is going to be right over there, like straight across this valley.
Where's your zipper?
Yeah, that's what I have on that.
I thought we were going
Don't
to
do
use
this.
GPS.
Don't do what? Wait.
Don't try and find the plane.
Why?
It's too cold.
We told you to dress for him.
Yeah,
it's
the
going to
map.
be a rough slog going up that hill over there.
Wait, we're gonna have to go over there?
It's where it is, yeah. It's over there. So my guess is we're going to go down that way. Is there a trail or no?
No. Okay, Reagan. We're just going right over there.
What?
Going right over there.
How do we get there?
We just walk right over there.
How do we walk?
I'm going to go along these trees and then cross the creek and then go back up. Why do you look so unexcited? What? You want to go down the hill? Mom, she doesn't want to go down the hill.
Oh, it looks like we lost our path.
All right, so here's the part where we get off the trail.
Okay, go on off so I can get out.
Here is where the adventure begins.
Okay.
You ready? Why do you all look like you're not ready for adventure?
Okay.
What did you expect?
I didn't expect anything.
Yeah, a little bit of a booger. Oh, there it went. You inhaled it. Okay.
So, hold on, let me just make sure I understand correctly, okay? So that I can prepare myself. We're gonna go down this hill and up that hill.
Yes.
I mean, listen, girl, we're not going straight up that hill. We're gonna go like, you know, we're gonna wind our way around it. She needs a beef stick prepare herself.
Is that hard occasion?
Dad, you go on down and give us a thumbs up that we're gonna make it, okay?
I'm not gonna make it.
Is that hot occasion?
No, it's not.
Can I have a beef?
They're my boo. They're my boo.
It's at this point that we reached an impasse. Austin and I were ready to rock and roll, as boys in the woods tend to be. Mom was a little nervous because of her vertigo and the impending up and down of these hills back behind me, which is understandable. Reagan, on the other hand, just flat out said no. After a small amount of arguing, we packed up our things and headed back to civilization. We have reached an impasse. They have just yelled down that Thing 1 will not be joining us. It's a neat little stream. The next day, your humble narrator went back into the woods alone. Right over there. That's where we'll hop back into this video. If you want to see what was actually found, skip ahead to that chapter now. Just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you skip ahead. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get on with me walking around in the woods talking to myself for 45 minutes. Let's go. Welcome back. So the last time you saw us, the sun wasn't right there. I was right down here walking up this hill, and then we all took off that way. Errantly thinking that our goal was up over this hill right here. After some more clear-headed thinking, roughly about the time I got to the car yesterday. They walked out, I flew the drone, but I kept flying it up there. What I didn't realize is this little road right here, this is actually the end of the road that you can see on the map, and I'll try to pull that up here. I'll stitch that in. I was gonna stop here and fly the drone because it's pretty clear up that way, but I went to use the restroom, and while I was using the restroom right over there, I can see the airplane. It's right through those trees, clear as day. So I'm gonna make my way down this hill and up there. I think from where I'm standing, from that spot up there, it's 275 meters. So from here, it's probably 200 meters straight across, which means, you know, it's going to be a pretty good slog going down and back up, because that creek is probably I'm probably going to go down 30 meters and back up 40, which isn't bad. Anyway, let's go get it. It's about that time. Yeah, so on the GPS, let me try to get where you can see it. I'm presently 0.02 miles closer than I was a moment ago. It's really steep right here, so I'm gonna go this way, I think, or actually I'm gonna go down this, cross over the stick, sort of zig down that way. I'm gonna put the GPS up. Well, I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Going straight up there. Need to cross this creek, but I gotta get down to it first. Like I said, I didn't start recording, but it's just over the top of that hill is where I started. So, we'll do this in real time. This is as safe a path as any. Because it looks like I'm going slow. This is a lot steeper than it looks on camera, I assure you, without even looking at my viewfinder. And it's covered in leaves. What I like to try to do is get myself into trees, even burnt out trees. Yeah, so there's a little more place to step. And hopefully this creek crossing won't be too bad. need to find a spot so I can hop across it. Basically, anyway, it's a tiny little creek. Beautiful though. Look at this place. And the spot right here is as good as any. Once I cross and get up out of the rhododendrons, I'll look at the GPS again. Your pocket zipped. Camera on lanyard. Ordinarily, when you're in a spot like this, you want to be extra careful getting down to these rocks and going under this kind of stuff here, like so. But really, I'm only a 20-minute drive from home. And this water's only like 6 inches deep. Now where to go? I want to go under this. Guess I have to go over. You're gonna have to dangle for a minute, sorry. Heave. Up, back on the trail. Okay, now that I've cleared that, if my getting around in the bush skills are any good, we go up this draw, go right over that ridge. It's gonna be right there. Beautiful area. Before I do, now that I'm kind of out in the clear, let's look at the GPS. I should be closer. Can you see it? Maybe. It's real hard to read this thing on the camera. 0.15. So moving in the right direction. Oh wait, farther up than I said. Just gotta get through this little bit of riprap through that drainage or draw. And again, the spot looks as good as any. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, that's burnt out and fallen. Well, that one is not. So we got a good and a bad. Kind of use the good. Get over. And I know what you may be thinking to yourself. Aren't you too fat and old for this? No such thing as too old, but probably too fat. Here we go. So there's a major plus and a major negative doing this sort of stuff this time of year. The negative, of course, is that leaves cover everything, they're very loud. The positive is, I guess, twofold. The leaves cover everything and you're very loud, so the animals you don't want to happen upon hear you coming along before you get there. In this area, that really just means wild boar. And two, the ordinary risk of copperheads and rattlesnakes, non-existent. They're in a cave somewhere. It's about 40 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. And occasionally you are going to hear successions of firearms, gunshots. There's a rifle range less than half a mile. I think it's about 3/8 of a mile from here. Straight over the hill. 0.11 miles. Oh, a deer. Few deer. See them? Going up over the ridge. Man, they're fast. Whew. These hills are not for the weak, aka me. A pileated woodpecker out there, that's pretty cool. All right. Should be just over there. Man, don't be fat, kids. Try to work my way through the brush up the top. Get a better view. Yeah. Beautiful country. That would have been a fair piece higher. For sure. Well, whatever I was seeing that I thought was the airplane is definitely not it. But I'm 316 feet, 100 meters. No, that's trees. I don't think it's on this ridge. I believe it's down there. With our little E-Trex, it's kind of hard to tell. You know, one thing for sure, you absolutely would not want to crash a plane out here. For one, how on earth did they survive? $190 feet, so it is going to be over this little draw. So from the car, this point is no, I'm sorry. We're real close to the rifle range. From that waterfall, we're halfway to the range at this point. So from the car, I would guess I could walk to the rifle range through the woods faster than I could get back to the car from this point. Let me get low. So I got to remember when I come back through to stay to the left and go down where those deer went or came from. So I'm going straight over that hill over there. We got about 4 hours of sunlight left. Still 190 feet. It's going to be down there. $123 feet. Where are you? $80 feet. And I still don't see it. And I feel like I can see everything within 80 feet. It does look like it's down that way. $53 feet. 57 feet. Going the wrong way. $35 feet. Still don't see anything. Is this Mother Nature's wild goose chase? Ooh, sticks are hard. 42 feet. So when I pinned this point on the GPS, it basically said right here. Huh. So what I'll do, go down this way a little, do a couple of circles. Or really, I'll just hop on this tree and look down the hill. See if there's anything discernible. So the downside here is I was just copying a point on Google Maps. Yeah, there's definitely not an airplane here. You can hear Cedar Creek really well. There's an airplane up there. Oh, I see it. Don't crash. Well, that's pretty disappointing. I was kind of hoping to come see some airplane crashed out here. But yeah, 79 feet that way, which is where I just was. Should be a GPS or an airplane. I'm gonna walk around this way. I'm gonna call it in. Since I'm out here, I may go to the waterfall. Maybe not. Also, I need to get a lanyard for this thing, huh? You know what I will do? We'll go sit on a log and do a video. I might sit on this log after I catch my breath. Yeah, I don't see any airplanes. Kind of a bummer, kind of okay. It sounds like there's a waterfall down there, doesn't it? It's rough country in here. So 160 feet now, so it should be back up the hill. Obviously it's not through here. That's a bummer. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Yeah. Nothing to see here. That tree I was going to sit on is way down there. Anyway, we got to go this way. Let's go catch our breath. Maybe take off a layer. And have a chat. Just us girls. Okay, fam. Oh, something on the lens. Okay, just smudged it in. Anyway, I'm still out here, standing on a log. You can hear the rifle range is still going. Just recorded our quick annual update video. Hopefully, I won't have to redo it. What I am gonna do is I took out my little Google printout, and it looks like on the map, from what I recall, it's equidistant between these two hills right down there. So I am gonna walk a little farther down. I'm probably gonna regret it because I'll have to walk back up, or yeah, I'll have to walk back up either way. Actually, so the car is on the other side of that hill, I came down right over there off that ridge and came up basically straight down there, straight over, and up that way and around here. I'm gonna go down here and probably follow that draw up and over and cross the creek there and just go straight up the hill, skipping the road and all that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So the airplane's not where my GPS coordinate was, and I don't care when life gives you lemons. I mean, hell, I ended up out in the middle of nowhere listening to America's Freedom just over that hill. So I think the range, I'll have to do I'll put it up on the screen how far it is. That's how good you can hear it up here in the hills from wherever this point is. Okay, onward we go. So this is going to be another nothing vlog. You just get to hear some old fat white guy rambling to himself while walking around in the woods. I'm actually going to go down this way. Less friction and whatnot. One thing, lots of burnout stuff. Lots of char on everything, basically. Yeah, I think my point though, with the whole lemons and lemonade, is that what I'm doing right now, you know, I'm getting my heart rate up, walking up and down these hills. I'm not sitting in front of a TV. I'm all by myself in the middle of nowhere, reasonably certain that there's no other people around. I mean, you know, not within eyesight. Alright. Do you airplane over here? Car? You in the airplane top? Good God, that hurricane just went ham up in here, didn't it? Wow. Let's walk down to this last little bit of riprap. One thing you can tell, Cane Creek, honestly, I feel like if I can find another adult, so it's not just Austin and me. Yeah, so looking at the map, that airplane should be right here where I'm standing. Clearly it's not. I suspect it was recovered not long after Google did its thing. But I mean, look at how many trees are down here. It's nuts. Yeah, no airplane. By God, you could build you about 15 Wright Flyers with the trees down right here, though. Yeah, you can hear the creek, though. You hear that? That's not wind. That's the creek. Anyway, what I was starting to say, Cane Creek's right down there. You know, it goes through there. And that stream I crossed meets up with it. We've been on that stream. I may actually go down to the falls today if I've got the time. Let's check. I guess I should start heading out. We've got the time. Well, no, because I don't want to get wet. Because it is 40. I think it was 41 degrees when I got out of the car. I said 40 a minute. I'm going to go. I'm a liar. Yeah. So judging by my calculations, I may actually go over that little hill there and see if it's there. I wouldn't guess it to be here. Because like I said, my GPS said over there. And I looked on that side. And good news, I have seen several deer. Not that you would ever want to hike a deer carcass out of this area. I mean, goodness gracious. I don't want to hike my carcass out of this area. But that's what we're doing. Into the sun we go. So here we are, failed log. first of the year. But again, it's okay. I'm out here in glorious nature, listening to some people practicing marksmanship. I've been to that range recently. I didn't see much of that. Woof. All right, here we go. You know what we're looking at here? There is a ton of this, whatever it is. Obviously, this whole area has been burnt out. This would have been last year, right? 2 years ago. Like part of a controlled burn. I don't think it was part of the Jamaica fire. Come on top of the hill. How much gas we got in the tank? Whew. I'm going to count this as a public service announcement. Once more, we're going to count this as a public service announcement. Get fit, stay fit. Not much shade over here, is there? It's your public service announcement. I enjoy this stuff a lot. I especially enjoy that my kids enjoy it. If you're like me, carrying some extra pounds, do something about it. I'm down just over 30 pounds in the last 4 months. Got like 70 to go. Who's here for it? Mother Nature just stacking them trees. The downside about going all the way down the draws is you got to go over stuff or under it. Whereas you can just come right here and go over the trunk. Oh, I'm guessing this is what those plants are. That's rhododendron, right? I think it is. I don't know, I'm plant stupid. Like, I know this is tree, this is grass, those are leaves. My name is human. Oh, where do I need to be? I'll go this way. Another thing, it's part of my PSA for today. Oh shit, I'm on a game trail. This is where those deer ran through. And they saw me right down there. Anyway, learn to orient in nature. Exploration like this becomes immeasurably more fun when there's no real concern about getting lost. A lot of stuff down, you know, locally. I am a bit locally lost here because I just don't want to go through the thick stuff. Looks like I may have just wandered myself right into it. But, yep, that's okay. We'll get it. Right through them, yeah. Pants are just gonna get a little dirtier. Couple more thorns. No worse for the wear. Yeah, gotta fit right through there. Whoopsie. Almost busted it. Yeah, but learn to use the map and the compass. If you can't, do terrain association, I think is the technical word for that. What on earth are you? Are we seeing this? That's a gnarly critter right there. Dang. Yeah, I've gotten down into thick stuff, which again, it's okay. We'll get out. Yeah, straight through here. It's when I run into stuff like this, and when I'm not paying attention, that's what I don't like. Man, I'm in it. I'd like to just go straight up through here and around. I think that's what I'll do. So again, as I was saying, fall down in the woods a bunch, get caught up in briars. Now, there's a reason I carried this. My key to the city. Okay. Like I was saying, learn to orient in nature so that you can come enjoy stuff like this. Now I found a somewhat less difficult path on a log. Whew. Yeah, so what I'd done there is tried to cut through all that and it just kept getting thicker and thicker. It's like, who was it said it? Kenny Rogers. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away and know when to run. You never count your winnings while you're sitting at the table. Something else. Smoke cigarettes, drink beer. I don't know. Was that Kenny Rogers? Julie's probably watching this going, no, it was Merle Haggard. Even if it wasn't. What did I just step in? Oh, it's just some dark mud. Alright. Now we gotta pick our poison. Where are we gonna cross? Yeah, the downside is like from here you can see, gotta go way up. But, excuse me. Ooh, is this a dangerous log crossing? Sign me up. Well, that actually looks sketchier than I would want to attempt, oddly enough. Yeah, Mother Nature came through here and just ate rhododendrons for lunch. That's what all of these are. Well, mountain laurel rhododendron's one of them. Again, plant stupid. All right, so what we're looking at now, I can't see if it goes beyond there, but you can see that water is moving down there. I'll bet this water over here is moving. So if you're ever in a position in the woods Let me get over here so you can see clearly what I'm talking about. Okay. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't see a stream, I want you to look all uphill. There's water there. Now, that water doesn't look the best, but I'll bet you could move some of those out and filter it for sediment and particles. And that should be okay to drink. Now, obviously, if you know if you follow it downstream and you see all this dark green stuff in the winter, that's where the water is, right? So you would just follow either one of these. That's definitely. Oh, you know what? I'm completely full of crap. That water isn't going that way. It's going underneath. That's seeping through from here to here. That's wild. So never mind with everything I just said. Look at this. Mother Nature's coming back with a vengeance. I love that. All these dead plants up here. This thing's like, nah, fam, we got you. We got you. Nature is relentless. Okay. So, let's be sure what I just said isn't crap. Oh, real soggy. I don't remember where I cut through. Wasn't here though. Let's go farther down toward the creek. See if it jogs my memory. Oh, this is kind of promising. No. We'll keep going toward the water. Again, learn to navigate in nature. If you don't, I don't. It's like the guy I was partnered with in School of Infantry. And his name is Joel. He and I were very fortunate. I was good at math for the mathing part of navigation. And he, I'm convinced, had a GPS chip implanted in his brain back in the 90s. That dude, I could tell him a direction and a distance, and he would just take off through stuff like this. Well, it was at Camp Lejeune, so no mountains, but through similar terrain. We'd be walking around the woods and he'd be like, there it is. And there would be an ammo can with our next points in it. Wild stuff. Anyway, I'm nowhere near as good as him. But I grew up in the woods with doing stuff like this. For lack of a better way of saying it, this is home. Just hurt somebody. I'm gonna go cross right down here. Look at that. Got my name written. Nah, go back to where I crossed the first time. I'm actually pretty sure that I somehow found my way back to the exact spot where I crossed earlier. Let's see. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Go me. Yeah. So I came up right here. That's right, because I had to put you guys on a lanyard. I stepped there, held there. See if I can do it in reverse. Step here. Hold here. Step down. And now, we're in beautiful nature. So, obviously, take everything with a grain of salt that you hear. If I were in a situation where I didn't have access to this guy right here on my back, that's where I'd get my water. I might look for a bigger one, maybe right there. No, that right there's fine. Catch the water as it comes over the fall. I honestly didn't intend come straight back down the way I came. But it is what it is. Let's get across. Dipping under, getting caught, of course. Walking up steep hill. Whew. What you guys couldn't see right there, I almost busted it. Fell backwards into the water. That would have sucked. All right. Back up we go. Probably gonna go the same way. Up here, across and up. I think we may end where we started. No airplane. So it goes. And I'm trying to hold this level. It's about yay steep. I love it. Yes, I'm out of breath. But man, I'd rather be here than just about anywhere. Look at that. One thing you can't see up here, I'll try to get some pictures. The deer tracks we saw yesterday. Some of the biggest I've ever seen in this area. Whew. I'm gonna sleep like a damn baby tonight. Love it. All right. The end of the trail should just be right over here. Up a little ways, of course. When you're going uphill, you never seem to get there. So here we are, right where we started. Okay, I'm gonna drink water, sign off. If you made it this far, subscribe, like, comment, all that crap. Thanks for being here. Okay. You've made it this far. Let's talk about what that image actually is, or should I say was. When I sat down to edit this video, I hopped back on Google Maps to grab a screenshot. The area of interest had a new image uploaded, so in the 3 or 4 days between recording that and this, Google had actually, by stroke of luck, updated. To say that I was very confused would be a huge understatement. Where had the airplane gone? Julie kept saying the images looked too perfect, like the image of the airplane was perfect, it was pristine, almost like it hadn't crashed and was just dropped into the forest. Now I agree. After a few discussions with friends and family, and reading a Medium article by Tyler Erickson, fantastic read, links in the description, I now think I know what was happening. That airplane never crashed. It was only flying over the area that we had seen it in on the maps as the satellites were passing overhead. So now, we have come full circle. What's the moral of this story? Take a risk, that's the moral of this story. Find something new and just go do it. The worst thing that could happen is that you will fail. That's literally it. The worst thing that can happen is you didn't win. Just keep in mind that humans do not typically learn from successes. We learn from failures. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. See you next time.